Hello and welcome to Trails to Azure Part 27. The intermission is finally over, and it's time for Chapter 3. Good. Things are proceeding smoothly. Wait, is that the voice of the head of Ouroboros? I can't remember what they're called. The Grandmaster? No, it's definitely not Grandmaster, is it? No, it might be Grandmaster. No, it's an Ongui. Indeed. Preparations have progressed to approximately 90% completion. I should have more than enough time to carry out the order. Excellent work, Professor. Campanella. What can you tell me of the other enforcers and their ventures? I believe Bleu Blanc stopped by for one of his little games, but he's already returned to his own affairs. Ren hasn't gone back to Crossbell since leaving for Liberal. As for you-know-who, I move that we continue taking a wait-and-see approach with her. She lent me some of those bound spirits of hers to play with, but I don't think she has any intention of participating further. That is perfectly fine. They are free to do as they please, just as Meister is. Perhaps the enforcers have a bit too much freedom for my liking. And again, that is how things are meant to be. What an irrational system she's put into place. Wait, that thing the Grandmaster's a woman? That is the Grandmaster's will, Professor. It is senseless to question whether it is right or wrong. I didn't know if the gender of the Grandmaster was known. Regardless, I believe our final guest has arrived. I was wondering where she was. Timely as always. This stuff's so weird. Is this a 7? Yep. My apologies for the wait. I see you have already started. Pay it no mind. We'd only just begun. I trust matters on your end have already been settled. Yes. I left everything in the hands of the Oathbreaker. Turning our attention to Crossbell, it has been quite some time since I last stepped foot upon its soil. Isn't it amazing just how much it's changed? It's fair to call it the most advanced metropolis on the continent, as well as the center of modern civilization. I intend to return there before the finishing touches are made. What do you say to meeting me there? We so rarely get together. I have no objections. Very well. I will leave the hereafter in both of your capable hands. Here is to the next step of the Grandmaster's phantasmal blaze plan. Take care to set the stage well and proper. Huh. Understood. Yes, in the name of the Grandmaster. The referendum regarding Crossbell's potential independence, as proposed by Mayor Qua, was drawing closer and closer. As pressure from the Imperial and Republican governments mounted by the day, so too did the citizens' fervor. Combined with the excitement generated from the debut of Arc-en-Ciel's revival performance, emotions in the city were hitting a fever pitch. All the while, a new concern was beginning to emerge from the shadows. Yeah, the building's suspicious because Kia, it made her think of something presumably from her past. Did you just say cryptids? Oh, please just be a bunch of searching for cryptids. That would be so fun. Though what qualifies as cryptids in this world? That I did. I don't believe it's appropriate to simply refer to them as monsters. Not only are they much larger, their origins are a mystery. What's more, they're starting to appear all over Crossbell. Oh cool. That's the one we went against. The commander isn't exaggerating. We couldn't handle it between the two of us, so we had to retreat. Then it really isn't your average monster. I've come across bits and pieces of information regarding it, but there's more. Other types have been cited as well. That's... Ooh, dragon. Wait a second. That's the one we fought back in the old mine. The hell? You're telling me there's more of those things? This was taken a few days ago, in the mountains to the north, which would be mines. Scott and Wenzel here were able to exterminate it. That's a relief, at least. You two managed to handle that thing all by yourselves? Yeah, we had to get the jump on it to pull it off. It was thanks to the CGF's intel that we were able to take it out. Right, but there was something very bizarre about the whole ordeal. Our arts didn't have the usual effects on it, and it disappeared into a beam of light when it was finally defeated. That sounds familiar. Yeah, it's exactly what happened when we fought it. You said it appeared in the mountains. Does that mean it was out in the open this time? Yes. Until now, monsters like these only appeared in enclosed locations, such as Stargazer's Tower and the Moon Temple. It's speculated that some form of spatial distortion has emerged in those particular areas, but we can't explain why. These cryptids, however, emerged outdoors, both in the mountains and by the lake shores. We suspect the same spatial distortion effect could be occurring in those locations as well. That's not good. I was afraid you'd say that. Is this why you called all of us here? Yes. We'd like to request the aid of the Bracer Guild and the SSS in dealing with these cryptids. The CGF has been on high alert at both Belgard and Tangam ever since the mayor's independence proposal. Simply put, our manpower is focused there, at least until the referendum is voted upon. We understand. The SSS is ready to help. Us too. Should we go ahead and decide how we're going to divvy this up? That would be best. I'll provide you with all the data we have and leave you to decide on a suitable course of action. If at all possible, I'd also like to request that you look into the source of all of this. Source? We suspect an external force is behind the cryptid's sudden appearance. Yes, think of it this way. Dangerous monsters surfacing on our highways is a cyclical phenomenon. The cryptids, however, are an anomaly. Their emergence doesn't align with that cycle at all, which leads us to believe that there's an underlying cause. Whatever it is, it's capable not only of giving rise to these cryptids, but of distorting the fabric of space itself. Interesting theory. Understood. We'll get to the bottom of this. I swear it on the name of the supporting gauntlet. I never would have guessed we'd all get to team up for a job like this. The notion would have been nearly unfathomable at the start of the year. Hey, it just goes to show, we've come a long way since back then. Yeah, you guys really made a name for yourselves. If things don't work out with the police, you could probably get hired at the guild in a heartbeat. Absolutely. I'd be more than happy to have you in the guild, Tio. I think it'd be a perfect match. Are you certain the guild is the one you intend to pair with me? Pair me with? We appreciate the sentiment. That aside, I don't have a good feeling about whatever these cryptids are. Me neither. I say we should split the work up, so we can get to it. The CGF's report mentions 5 of those things in total. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like you guys to take care of 2 of them. Offering to do most of the job yourselves? You're too kind. Are you sure that's okay? It seems a bit disproportionate. Plus, Arius isn't here to help this time around. So, I think by the definition of cryptid, these things aren't cryptids, because according to the very first definition that shows, cryptid is defined as any creature that may or may not exist, and these definitely exist. So I don't think they may not, so I don't think they're cryptids. But it doesn't actually matter. It's an alternate world that they're just using it as a term to indicate they're different than from the normal monsters. That's exactly the reason. You guys will be feeling the pressure from his absence just as much as us, if not more. Not to mention, monster exterminations are typically a bracer's jurisdiction. We both have other jobs to take care of in addition to the cryptids, so I think dividing things like this is for the best. If you insist. I don't know if I'm really okay with pushing all of that on you guys. Don't sweat it. It's not like we aren't on the same team here. And besides, you guys will probably have your hands full with the society again before long. Oh, yeah. Dang, I was trying to forget about those lunatics. I really like their logo. The Society of Ouroboros. The Bracer Guild has a history with them already, does it not? Yes, Estelle, Joshua, and the rest of the Liberalian branch first encountered them during the Liberal incident. The guild has had a number of run-ins with them across the continent since then as well. So I'm assuming, sorry I'm distracted, Center is Grandmaster and then 7 Anguises is? Because there were 7, not just 6. That must be the intention behind that part of the logo, and then Ouroboros is obviously the snake. Though, I always picture, you know, eating from the end of the tail up, but the guild has had a number of run-ins with them across the continent since then as well. To mention the attack on the guild branches in Erebonia. That's suspected to be their doing too. Our presence in the Empire has declined significantly ever since, thanks to pressure from the Imperial government. They're so prolific. For real. The more we learn about these guys, the less I want to know. Truth be told, the guild doesn't know a lot about who they are, or what their internal structure is like. We don't even know what they're after most of the time. I doubt even the people doing the work fully know what they're after. All I can say for sure is to watch your backs around them. Yeah, and give us a ring if you run into any trouble, you hear? The cryptids aren't the only common enemy we have. Those snakes are our problem too. Got it. We'll update you if anything happens. Budding turmoil. I mean, I kind of have to... collect the chapter. Cryptid Survey Report. I'll be back in just a second. Okay. Outline. Reported sightings of large, enigmatic monsters, hereafter referred to as cryptids, in Crossbell State have recently been confirmed. The CGF is currently working to gain more insight into the situation. Little is known about these cryptids, aside from the simple fact that they exist. As such, countermeasures have yet to be devised. All recorded details regarding these cryptids are provided in the following pages. Case A, Ursula Road. Ursula Road through a small cave along the sandbar. Tortoise-like characteristics. Sighted by a guardsman on patrol. No attempt was made to engage, as the creature did not stray from its location over a short observation period. It does, however, grow aggressive when approached directly. Case B, East Crossbell Highway. In a clearing past the boathouse. Plant-like creature possesses an enormous mouth. cited by a resident of the nearby boat shed. This report has yet to be verified by the CGF. As with the cryptid in Case A, it does not move from its general location, but becomes combative when confronted. The sandbar on Ursula Road and the outskirts of East Crossbell Highway. We haven't been to either of those places much lately. They don't sound as aggressive as the one that appeared back at the old mine, at least. Still, wouldn't hurt to get ourselves fully prepped. We also need to investigate what's causing them to appear, right? Yes. Given the spatial distortions reported, the higher elements must be at play. I should be able to perceive when the higher elements are active. Ascertaining the source of the cryptids, however, may prove difficult. The reason the higher elements went haywire in Stargazer's tower and the Moon Temple remains a mystery. Actually, wasn't the Sun Fort over at the ancient battlefield the same way? Yeah. I remember the higher elements being active when we entered there, too. However, the abnormalities ceased to exist once the crisis was resolved. Well, because the crisis being resolved was directly linked, and unlike at the Moon Temple, we didn't have to stop any bell to do so, which makes determining the source that much more difficult. Well, no sense brooding over it. We need to get a move on. Chances are this won't be the only job we have to take care of. Good point. Okay. Let's go after we check the terminal for new support requests. So my assumption currently is maybe there's going to be another event with Reese in like Stargazer Tower or Sun Fort. Probably, like we already did Moon Temple. So I assume there's going to be another one at Stargazer and the Sun Fort. Taste of Crossbell. Crossbell news service. Ugh. Counterfeit dealer. Please don't be the same one. That's boring. So Chief Tolta of Armorca Village. A suspicious man visited. So they're scheming. And then an old classic extermination request. Looks like the requests aren't slowing down today. I mean, only 4 requests isn't actually that many. I doubt it's because Arios isn't available right now. The chief said he was going to go visit them. The chief said he was going to go visit them in the hospital today. It'd be nice to join him if we're in the area. For sure. Even Kido went yesterday, from what I hear. She was feeling pretty down about it. Indeed. I worry for her. Well, if we use the car, it shouldn't take long to get to the hospital. I'm sure we can make some time to go visit the McLeans ourselves. That's a good idea. I know they did what they could to fix Shizuku's eyesight, but it seems the technology just isn't quite there yet. That's the way it sounds. Thankfully, the operation wasn't necessarily a failure, though I suppose it couldn't be called a success either. So, today, I feed a cat. Today's probably just going to boil down to talking to everyone that I can think of. Give her an arowana. Nyan nyan. I have no idea what they want to eat. Funya. Burn. Completely worthless. I guess such a bad one to get. Kia. Oh, hey guys. Is everything okay, Kia? You haven't been the same since you visited Shizuku yesterday. Hehe, I'll be okay. Hey, Lloyd. Is it going to be hard to fix Shizuku's eyes? Well, probably, if I had to guess. It doesn't sound like the surgery was a complete failure, but she still has a long way to go. I see. Hey now, Guido. I know it's hard, but you can't let it get you down forever, right? The last thing Shizuku wants is for you to be all... The last thing Shizuku wants is for you to be all in the dumps because of her. I've never heard all in the dumps. I've heard down in the dumps. It's like, wants is for you to be all down in the dumps because of her. Randy's got a point, Gia. Shizuku needs you now more than ever. Your encouragement and friendship are the best medicine she could ask for. Yeah, you guys are right. I have to cheer her up the next time I see her. That's what best friends do for each other. Thanks, guys. I'm feeling a little better now. Oh, yeah. I promised the others I'd play with them. So I should get going. Oh, sure. Just be careful out there. Do you think she'll be okay? I sure hope so. At the very least, she perked up almost instantly just now. No time to mull it over, though. Let's get going. Guess I'll check rooms just cause... What is that? Oh, this is presumably Noelle's room? With like, I don't know, symbolic armor? No idea. And then Sergei's room? I could check individuals' rooms, but I don't think I really need to right now. And if there's stuff in there, then I'm gonna be frustrated, but if I miss it, I miss it. I just don't want to go to the cutscenes for the collecting items for bond points. Girlwolf. He says, don't let your guard down. We won't. We already know exactly how dangerous those cryptids can be. Thanks for the concern, Zeit. We'll have Tio call you if we need backup. I kinda wish Zeit had a little bit more of a role to play up until now. He might be important later, but up until now he hasn't really done much. I want an evasion one, but it's going to be the second ones that are always the upgrades, right? I have to check. I should talk to him. I know we weren't going to buckle to Ereboni and Calvard's demands. Proposing independence? Come on now. I'll tell you one thing. This had better not end up with anyone declaring war on us. But I want to check very quickly. Is... not here. I know it's not going to flow properly, but I want to see what upgrades I can get. Phantom Club is Tiger Club. And it gives 10 evasion. Wonderful. So I'm going to here, because I think that's the fastest. So, Tiger Club. Ekaterina. Galar Rod, and M8 Tomcat. The armor might be... I mean, the armor isn't even objectively better for everyone. Like, it's better for the two in the middle, but it's a lot of loss elsewhere, which is such a shame. Should probably consider buying these for most of them. So there's 30 more for Lloyd, but it's less strength and less speed. 20 more ADF, but it's 40 more defense on everyone else. It's probably worth buying, but I would need to get more money before I could buy everything. What I actually should do is make sure that the gambling stuff isn't doable either, but Phantom Club for evasion, Adelheid, Glarewing, and Killer Hornet. Come on. It has Hornet in the name and it doesn't have poison? Misnaming. There's a bunch of people on both sides of the argument, but our independence is a delicate topic. A lot of people are in favor of it, but I wonder how many of them actually understand the magnitude of the situation. There's going to be a lot of that talking to the people in here. Like pretty much everyone's going to be discussing that, I assume. 55 evasion. How much of an that's a big upgrade, isn't it? 60 more attack. I'm losing out on accuracy. 15 less accuracy, 1 less range, and 10 less crit for 10 more blind and more hit. Like, that's such a mediocre upgrade. Like, it should be better range, that same accuracy. Losing the crit for blinding is fine, whatever. But, like, going down a range when it should really be more of a better, it should be more around the board, across the board upgrade, but like this is, oh, I lose out on, oh, it's only 5 arts, that's not that much. This is 60 and I lose 10 accuracy again, but I gain 10 critical. See, that's a better upgrade. So, today, I want to at least get downtown, East Street, Harbor, IBC, and Orcus Tower, and Admin District probably. And then, if I can't get to these other sections, as well as the necessary, like, Ursula College, Police Academy, Bellegarde Gate, Mines, all of that, then that's going to be for later. I really don't want to check in with Ignis because I hate them, but like Wazi's not a great guy. Not Wazi. Wald is kind of obnoxious. Best we can do is check any places Wald might have gone. Look everywhere you can think of. Turn the whole city upside down if you have to. On it. Roger. I bet having Wazi in the party might change it, but I wonder what Wald's doing now. Beats me. Doesn't look like he's been in his pad for a while either. There hasn't been any trace of the guy for 3 days now. The last time he was spotted was when Huey and them ran into him in the Harbor District. Yeah, and Wald totally ignored them when they tried to get his attention. Something's definitely up. Let's split up and search for clues. You two look around downtown. Talk to every last face you see. Right. We're on it. These guys don't know where Wald is. That's concerning. Where could he be? Yeah. I don't know. Wald is just such a Wald is such a non-sympathetic character. Like, there's nothing about him to really sympathize with. For me. Hazel and Yang always look like they're having fun when they whip up new cocktails. So I tried making one too. They said it looked too funky to put on the menu, but the ingredients are definitely good for the body. And that's what people look for in cocktails. Health. Here, try it for yourself. Purple liquid. Thanks. That's nice. Let's see what it is. I don't know where these are. Tools. Purple liquid. Hey. 30 CP is not bad. It's not great, but if it was cheap to produce, that would be useful. Everyone in the gang has been so full of energy lately. Then there's me, the only one who's still half-assing his work. What am I going to do with myself? Don't you have any advice, Wazi? Not at all. I don't interfere with any of the Testament's lives. They're big boys. I trust them to figure things out on their own. Not unlike Chief Sergei, I see. See, I like these people. This gang is more interesting. Because now, they're just running a bar. Vessa put the weirdest things in the blender earlier. Was the end result even drinkable? I could have helped him if he just asked. Yeah, like, they're supportive. I actually think it'd be interesting if there's a twist that they're secretly, like, drug smugglers. But that wouldn't fit. It wouldn't fit the established characters. I need to go to the IBC to sell. Wait, I haven't gotten Sepith in a while, have I? I'm sitting on like 1,000 of each, but I need to sell a bunch to get money. Abbas knows so much about all sorts of subjects. I'm always learning something new when I'm around him. Business is booming down here lately, huh? I'm starting to get a little jealous. How about referring some customers to my place after they have a drink? That would hardly be safe. And I find it difficult to believe you aren't doing well for yourself already. Heh, you got me there. They seem to get along well enough. That doesn't surprise me. They're both a little on the screwy side. You say that as if you don't fit right in. Wazzy, so good of you to visit. Will you be staying long? I can have a table and drinks arranged right away, if you would like. Why, thank you, Abbas. But maybe some other time. Ooh, can I break into their basement? No, the kid will still defend it, won't they? Darn. I was hoping that maybe it would be different, since the mother isn't here. Mama's out drinking. She's been busy sorting through our inventory since early this morning. Down in a stiff one is her way of rewarding herself, she said. Can I get anything interesting? I mean, I can get evergreens here, but that's a lot of Stellar Pendulum, Emerald, Midnight Delight. That's not cheap. Though Holy Locket. No, Holy Locket's not the one I was thinking of. %10 evasion might be nice, but I actually think I have plenty of similar. Ooh, 20% evasion from Evergreen is something I really want. I can't exchange for it though. So right now, if I'm trying to stack evasion on him, I could get 10% more evasion with Evergreen, getting me to 65. My legs give me 10, this gives me 0, so I need armor that gives evasion. And this gives 10, which isn't bad. I probably am still only using an evasion 1. Yes, I'm still using an evade 1, when I could probably get evade 2, maybe 3. If I could get an evade 3, that's either 20% or 30% is my guess. If it was 30%, that would be crazy. I'm still using like first tier quartz on just about everyone, and it's because I haven't even updated. Like I dropped an EP cut to, I mean, luck is still luck. I got a mind 2. I didn't get a mind 2. I got an EP 2. Still only cast 1 because the only cast 2 equivalent is higher. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff here. Spirit Breaker might actually be better, but she's going for Mirage more than water, so maybe I should focus on water instead of Mirage, but yeah, there's so much stuff. Like, I'm still using, like, most of these I think I got in chapter 1. I haven't actually upgraded their quartz in a while. I need to actually start thinking about that. Actually, didn't check on the kid, did I? Oh, I hate that path. Did I check on the kid? No, I didn't. Last week or so, I saw one of those delinquents talking into this thing he was holding up to his ear. I wonder what it was. Could it have been an enigma? Ooh, spooky. I'm gonna eat a Torim of food today. Alright, got some Mira. Hehe. Get ready, Ruse. We're eating meat today. Oh, it's gonna be with his drunk, constantly sleeping dad. The headlines have been so troubling lately. I don't even know what to make of most of it. All I want is for everyone to keep on smiling, the way they've been doing. 'Cause yes, the last we saw of the drunk dad, he just drank vinegar. The door is firmly shut. A voice can be heard. Hey, Van. Bet you got nothing to complain about now, eh? Your breadwinner Pops has been working his ass off. Wheeze. So he's gotten back into actually working? Michelin Wonderland was so much fun. I want to go back with Mommy and Daddy someday. Hee, that was fun. My husband told me something interesting. He said that foreign contractors had a big hand in Orcus Tower's development. From what I gather, construction of the tower was divided between the crews. My husband was a part of the group that worked on the VIP floor and the international conference room. Speaking of the conference room, it saw its first session the other day, for the trade conference as a matter of fact. Hehe, the thought of people using something my husband helped build fills me with pride. I mean, they got shot at. It's weird that they didn't comment on the fact that it got shot at, but whatever. Rixia is empty. This, I don't remember who was there. This is the disgraced person. Mayor Croix has really gone and done it this time. The representatives of the Imperial and Republican factions are on a shakier precipice than ever now. Wait, is he actually happy? Wait a minute. Why am I talking about politics? I need to start reflecting on what to do with my future instead. Oh, it would be so good if by the end of Azure, he's just a good guy. Like, he's embraced working as like a chef or a busboy, and he's just happy. Cause like, he was insufferable to begin with, but that was just because he was kind of incompetent. Whereas if he grew up, he realized, hey, just stay away from politics and he'll be happier. That would be kind of happy. Oh, it's the reporter Noticia. Well, if it isn't the special sports section. You're that Liberalian reporter, right? I'm surprised you're still in town. That I am. I decided to delay my trip home after the trade conference. How could I not, after the mayor's bold proposal? Crossbell is practically the center of Zemuria's attention now. I really hope that this event occurs partway through Cold Steel, or one of them, and they explicitly have only news. Like, if there's a newspaper system, all the newspapers are talking about it. That would be great. My editor-in-chief approved me staying here for long-term coverage, so I'll be sticking around until the referendum. I should have guessed. That makes perfect sense. And while I'm at it, I plan to cover Arc-en-Ciel's revival production too. I'll be attending the debut, in fact. Wow, on opening night. It's not easy to get in the door for a show like that. Indeed. Tickets sold out immediately and have been fetching exorbitant prices on the second-hand market. Well, a reporter has her ways. Anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if we bumped into each other for the next few weeks. See you around town. Yeah, basically try to find her when she's going around town, probably. Roos said we need more cash, so we should try asking for higher positions. He's right. We have to earn all the mirror we can if we want to open our own business. Besides, as long as we buck up and knuckle up, there's no job me and Roos can't handle. I love that half the time one of them's just sitting here, walking into a wall, walking back and forth, presumably cleaning, but... It's been a while since I last went home to Calvard. I've been enjoying working at Crossbell a lot, so I don't particularly miss it. My only regret's that I haven't been keeping in touch with my mom as much as I should. If independence is truly what Crossbell wants, then good luck to it. That said, losing the safety provided by the Empire and the Republic is bound to present trouble. I will not allow any danger to come within even a single rega of my Shanshan. That is why I oppose independence. I mean, you kind of have to respect, like, yeah, if everyone votes for it, then everyone voted for it. It's interesting. I had a feeling doing menial chores all day wouldn't earn us enough cash. Yay, 3's right there. Maybe I'll ask Master if there's any better work he can give us. What? No job's too tough for me and Roos. That's a typo. It'll be easy peasy. They used the wrong name there. It should be me and whatever the other guy's name is. Nothing worth buying, yeah. That's a typo, they used the wrong name. Hi, would you like to order something? All of our customers are talking about what happened at the trade conference. Was what the mayor said really that huge of a deal? It's weird that they're not talking about the terrorist attack. The SSS. Fancy meeting you here. Hey, Reese, are you here for lunch? Indeed. I came into town on my break for something to eat. The fried rice at this restaurant is simply delectable. This is actually going to make keeping track of her easier for this bit. Like, if on this day she isn't in here, I'm going to assume that she might be at one of the temples or the Sun Fort. And then I can check there. The fried rice at this restaurant is simply delectable. Oh, Reese, you haven't lost your love for food. She's right, though. That does look good. But what about the plate count? She's gonna put Shan Shan through college at this rate. There's something odd about seeing a church sister in a place like Long Lao. What an odd combination. Ellie doesn't seem to think that this is out of the ordinary for Reese at all. I'll be returning to the cathedral soon. Our doors are always open to you if you need the church's assistance. The Verns Company's latest orbital truck is the best on the market right now. Too bad a small business like mine could never hope to afford one. Those gosh darn things are just too expensive. It is actually, these people, what's interesting about them, he still has the same job that he was working when he had his super nice house. So as long as, you know, he gets his debts paid off, if they continue to live where they're living now, they will have so much extra money compared to where previously. They'll be able to eat out every day. I thought I'd treat my family to some delicious Eastern food today. I'm glad I did too. They seem to be enjoying it. Puff, puff, slurp. My, but these noodles are spicy. Just one taste is enough to perk you up. They're quite delicious, but I have to say, they're giving me the vapors. It's such a weird, like, fancy old lady. Nyan. Our family came here for lunch today. Munch. This mapo dish is delicious. It seems like a weird lunch, but... This person's in favor. I didn't actually read too much. It says, oh, 10% goes to them. Ever since my mom went on strike, I've gained an appreciation for just how hard she's been working around the house. She still hasn't forgiven us, though. We've been apologizing to her for days on end now. But shouldn't it have been weeks on end? But I get that everyone's up in arms about independence, but our family's already on the verge of a civil war. 1v at least 2 or 3. And she would win by herself. I usually buy my veggies wholesale from a truck that comes from our Mork village. Not that it's any of my business, but last time, they showed up in a way fancier ride than I remembered. Suspicious. The chairman of the Business Owners Association asked me in private about how Dins is doing. See, Dins turned down a position as an officer of the BOA. I guess the chairman is still hung up about it. Who's Dins? This isn't Dins, is he? It is. Interesting. He's working here still. I actually finished this Orcus Tower model I've been plugging away on. When I put it up for display, tourists from all over were desperate to buy it off of me. Thing is, I never planned to sell it. Makes me feel kind of bad for them. Kronk's models are so impressive. I thought I could match his handiwork, but I can't even get pinwheels right. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Look at the little sister, missing her brother. Boy looks like he's working super hard. I wish he had time to play with me too. Sad girl. The Business Owners Association will be assisting with the referendum, it seems. Personally speaking, though, I haven't the slightest idea how things are going to turn out. Does this predate Brexit? Oops, I don't know how to type. Also, it's made in Japan, so... But I mean predate the initial voting and thoughts of it, as opposed to the actual success in... Yes, so the referendum occurred in 2016, but the initial... Yes. Okay, but it had been... There was a referendum in like the 80s and 90s? But yeah, so 2016 would have been when they actually voted to leave, and then it took them another like 4 or 5 years or whatever to leave. I never thought Mayor Croix would be so bold as to propose Crossbell's establishment as an independent state. On the other hand, this may be our best shot at it, seeing as our influence in domestic and foreign affairs is greater than ever right now. Over the last 70 years, Erebonia and Calvert have kept Crossbell under their iron fist, degrading us time and again. It won't be without opposition, but attaining sovereignty for our state would be a big step toward regaining our pride. I was hoping they'd talk about the guy down there. I don't like fishing club. I will try to do fishing stuff, but we're counting on you to pull your weight on this cryptid case. With Arios out on leave, the branch is a teensy bit short-handed right now. Make sure not to leave too much work for my other bracers, okay? Don't worry, Michelle. We'll take care of what was assigned to us. Yes, none of us can blame Arios for taking time off to be with Shizuku after her surgery. That's right. Thanks for being so understanding. I'll leave you to handle your side of the investigation, however you see fit. Good luck out there. Okay. Only one place left to talk to in the East District. Who's this family? Oh my! Have you lost... Oh! He's the one who is homesick. Because he's here visiting as a trader, and his family can't be with him. Oh my! Have you lost weight, dear? Living alone isn't an excuse to start eating poorly, you know. Haha, please, Sepia. Cut me a little slack. My wife and daughter came from her parents' home in Erebonia to visit me. She never even told me they were coming. But what a happy surprise. I've missed them so much. It's wholesome. You looked super happy in the festival photos you sent, Daddy. They were kind of fuzzy, though. What's the joke there? Like, what does it have to do with them being fuzzy? Oh yeah, that's a happy family. So they don't actually they live here, which is going to be cheaper than they lived before. But it's still not cheap. I wonder where the little kid is. Oh, there it is. Yugo has Sunday school today. I remember Ozzy used to skip class all the time. Hopefully Yugo takes more after his sister and studies hard instead. Serena's been going to be coming home late from work tonight, so she asked me to look after Yugo later today. I'm sure she'll be hungry by the time she gets back. I could cook a hearty dinner for them both. This is... It has to be a, bait, right? It has to be here to taunt you. I can't see how it could be anything but that. Oh, he's not here. I can't see how it's anything but taunting. I've learned that apparently there's a hidden quest that I missed here. Because I didn't knock. Because every time you knock, nothing happens. So I don't bother checking. The Harbor District's pretty empty. I knew Mayor Croix could dream up some crazy ideas. But independence is radical, even for him. That said, I can respect his can-do attitude. Fortune favors the bold, you know? You gotta take risks and challenge yourself to come out in front. I am actually gonna pick up the Crossbell News Service support request from here. Welcome to the Crossbell News Service. Ah, hello there, SSS. Are you here on official business? Good morning. Yeah, we came to follow up on a support request from the CNS. It has something about needing help with a gourmet guide, or it was something. Of course. Thank you all for coming. Are you able to start the request right away? Our stomachs are ready. Yeah, we can begin whenever. Understood. If I could just have you wait on the second floor then. The staff member in charge of the request will tell you the details. I'm assuming this is going to be the same as the photo one, where you can take as long as you want, pretty much. Hello, hello, my dearest SSS. Sorry to keep you waiting. I had a feeling it was going to be you, Grace. The probability was high from the start. Well, don't sound so disappointed. Can't you show at least a little enthusiasm? It's been forever since our last collaboration. Haha. If I recall correctly, your previous support request sent us on a trip all across the state. Wait, just what are you planning to have us do this time? The request said something about gathering material for a gourmet guide, no? You know it. I got a proposal from the Crossville Business Owners Association a while back. Apparently they were inspired by Mayor Croix's efforts. Long story short, the CNS is teaming up with them to put out a gourmet guide in conjunction with the Business Owners Association. What exactly does that entail? Basically, they plan to feature the best eating establishments in Crossville State. And in addition to the coverage, each place is going to offer discounts and other deals to readers. You know how it is. Keep Crossbell and Mira local and all that jazz. Pretty nifty little plan, wouldn't you say? I think I get it. That sounds pretty innovative. Sure, but let's cut to the chase. Part of this guide is going to feature gourmet recommendations from some of Crossbell's most prominent figures. Okay, so this is not going to be a slow, check random places one. Like Maribel Croix from the IBC, for example, or Ilya, Theodore, and Eugene from Arc-en-Ciel. I guess Theodore and Eugene are the two male guys that are constantly talking. The goal is to get people talking by having some of Crossville's celebrity citizens share their #1 picks. And that's where the SSS comes in. You'll be taking part too. That is quite the request. I can't deny that it's piqued my interest. Does the SSS really belong in a lineup like that? I ain't too keen on it either. It's always nice to be shoulder to shoulder with Ilya and Maribel, don't get me wrong. But I don't think we're going to be drawing in readers the same way they will. Let's not mince the words here. We're the filler. No way! You can't seriously think that, can you? You guys have been blowing up. You've got a real fan base these days, you know. In fact, we've been getting lots of requests for lurid candids for your everyday lives. That's a lie. Well, I mean, they could want lurid candids of Wazi, actually. They definitely would be after Wazi. Please don't. I'm just joking. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that you guys are popular in your own right. If that wasn't the case, I never would have asked you here in the first place. Fair enough. What would you like us to do then? Heh, so you're on board? Good. Now, let me give you the deets. First, you're going to head to whatever restaurant or food carts you can think of and try their fare for yourselves. What I want is for each of you to find a dish that speaks to your soul. It's going to be the bee's knees, it's got to be the bee's knees, and nothing less. After that, I'll have you all write a little article on your findings here at the CNS. So we have to go to eateries around the state and choose our personal favorites among them. One problem though. What if one of us doesn't come across anything they like? Have some faith, Noelle. You know how big Crossbell is. I'm sure you can find at least one thing that tickles your taste buds. So I'm assuming one person is going to be incredibly picky, and it's going to be a pain to find the correct one. But if it really comes to that, I'll just have you write a little something about all the spots you checked out. But that's only as a last resort. Ideally, all 6 of you should have a favorite dish to introduce to our readers. Which means we're headed to at least these 6 different places. Anything we should look out for, or avoid, maybe? Let me think. Oh yeah, sorry, but everything at Michelin has already been covered. And someone else is doing the bars. Other than that, knock yourselves out. What a shame. That takes Trinity off the list too. He would have just said Trinity, he wouldn't have even gone. Too bad. I'm sure Abbas will be disappointed to miss out on all those potential new customers. Sorry, Wazzy. I'll put in a word for it with the guys handling the bars. Oh, and I've already gotten in contact with all the eligible spots, so don't worry about the tab. We are paying. As long as you identify yourselves, they'll be happy to serve you their signature samples. That sounds lovely. So we just have to try 6 places minimum, excluding bars or anything in Michelin. The main challenge is going to be pacing ourselves. We'll need to eat quite a lot for each one of us to find a favorite. Yeah, there's no rush. Take your time and savor everything Crossbow has to offer. Once you're all done, return to the CNS so you can report your findings. If I'm not in, just let Tria know, and I'll get back to the office in a jiff. Got it. We'll get started then. So, I'm going to talk to these people, and then leave. Each of our reporters covers a massive laundry list of subjects. From social issues to politics and business, to lifestyle topics like culture and entertainment. Usually, bigger agencies will assign people to whatever category they specialize in and divvy up the workload. But here, we've only got a few staffers and a focus on speedy reporting. Any one of us has to be ready to cover pretty much anything. So, places to explore outside of here. I'm not going to do this right now. This is later, but just starting, well, I guess I'll start here. Nothing in the SSS building. Central Square has the eatery Set on the left, and I don't think it has a food stall. West Street has the bread, and I don't think the grocery store counts. East Street has Long Lao, and I think that's the only restaurant equivalent. Admin District has a fruit juice place. I don't know if that counts. Harbor District has the noodle place. Entertainment District has ice cream. Residential has nothing. Downtown would have Trinity, but that doesn't count. Station Street's empty. Back Alley is a bar, so that doesn't count. IBC is empty. Orcas Tower is empty. Ursula Road itself is empty. But St. Ursula Medical College technically has a food place. Bellegarde Gate technically has a food place. I don't know if the Police Academy has a food place or not. Mines has the inn, so that's a food place. Armorica Village has an inn. Tangrim Gate has another, so that's at least 10, I think. I wasn't actually counting, I should have been. But there's a lot of places I can check. I was thinking about whether or not Crossbell should become independent. In either case, it's going to be a huge impact on the IBC. Not that I can grasp the particulars or anything. Can I go up? I hope not. Nice. Because that's just too much exploration. The financial market has been volatile across the continent since the mayor's proposal for state independence. While we haven't seen any major lopsidedness, stocks have been changing hands at increasing rates. As for whether all this speculation will pay off or not, that hinges on what happens next in Crossbell. They do say that stock indices are just like life. You can never predict how things will turn out. I had a feeling stock prices would turn unstable in light of all that's happened. Only rarely do they become this erratic. There's no telling where, when, or how much they'll swing. Times like these are riskiest when it comes to investing. Not the sort of market I'd recommend for an amateur. Weird. It's been over a month since those Erebonian and Calvardian terrorists attacked the trade conference. It's been a month? It's disappointing to hear that some of them have managed to evade arrest all this time. But surely, it wouldn't be so easy to return to their home countries. They might still be hiding out here in Crossbell. Let's just talk first. Hello, SSS. If you're looking for the acting CEO, she's currently on a business trip abroad. Acting CEO? That would be Belle. The board of directors assumed most of her father's duties as CEO, and she was appointed shortly after. For the time being, that makes her the head of the IBC. Damn, that's pretty impressive for someone her age, and it's definitely not nepotism. But hardly surprising, knowing Maribel. I think it's crazy no matter how you slice it. Considering she's an 18-year-old, it's 100% nepotism. Or maybe she's 19. Her workload's a lot heavier now than it was before, I'm guessing. Yes, that would be correct. Fortunately, the board of directors is doing everything it can to lend its support and lift some of the burden. Now that she's the acting CEO, her duties are taking her far, wide, and everywhere in between. Yeah, they must be. I can't imagine how busy she must have been these last few weeks. Incidentally, Miss Croix should be returning sometime this evening. However, her schedule puts her right back to work tomorrow, with several business meetings and consultations with our various departments. I'm terribly sorry, but I don't think you'll be able to see her for the time being. Ah, that reminds me though. Miss Croix did leave a message for you. Maribel's pom-pom party. Pom party. Is this a pom party account? Maribel plays too. Oh ho, surprised? As head of the technology department, it only stands to reason that I'd have an interest. Go ahead and register my account, if you would. I'd be happy to use my skills to put you in your place. That's exactly how it reads. Is it now? Something tells me she wrote it especially for Lloyd. Even got his exact reaction. You're undoubtedly correct. I wouldn't put it past Belle. It's just as Miss McDowell says, you always did know her best. Sounds like she's an acting CEO for nothing. And that impression of her was spot on too. Bravo, miss. Yeah, I may have been laying it on a tad thick. Regardless, that was her message. Miss Croix is never far from an orbital terminal. You may challenge her whenever you see fit. Right, I'll keep it in mind. I might exchange, but first I want to... So, exploration of here. I'm going to stop where I am for the moment so that I don't forget to... I'm not going to explore Central Square yet. I'm doing Admin District first. But, actually, I need to check here for car upgrades. Because I really need the... I want the EP charger. Because I heard that there is a CP charger. But I definitely need the EP charger to get the CP charger, maybe. I do actually want these, but improved wheels. Maybe if I have that and then re-enter. No, still no CP. I don't know where you get it. But I want to check slots. Do I want to upgrade slots right now? Okay, it's still only tier 2s. I can get an Invade 2, which is 15. I think... I mean, it's probably in my best interest to upgrade my quartz, but for now, I think I am going to stick with selling off Sepith so that I can purchase stuff. Because I am kind of low on Mira. How much am I going to sell? I'm going to sell down to 1k on each of these. Because once I don't think it'll be too big of an issue. Getting these all down. I might regret it, but... I need Mira to be able to actually, like, get other upgrades and stuff. No, I don't think I can get it right now. I'm not going to interact with anyone. But I want to see how much Evergreen costs in this game. Evergreen is 80,000. I will need to buy that music box. But next I was going to go Admin District. So I'm going to do... I think last ones for today will be Admin, Orcus Tower, and then depending on how long Orcus Tower takes, because if I can go inside, it might take a lot longer. Might. But if Admin, Orcus, and then maybe entertainment and residential. Like, those are ones that I might do. All depending on how long it takes. No matter how hard I think about it, I can't decide whether crossbow should be independent or not. People say there's a lot of good and bad things about crossbow being independent. I don't really get what any of it means, though. I figured it would be this. I figured she would count towards restaurants. Hey there, can I interest you in some juice? Sorry, miss, but we're with the special sports section, and they explained the gourmet recommendations. Oh, that thing. Yeah, I remember hearing about it. How about this then? It's a Cerbic tomato soda, my latest product. That's not putting your best foot forward. Like the shake you make for Speaker McDowell? Yep. Whether he's mayor or speaker, he still orders the usual every time. This is my latest and greatest iteration of it. I actually think that would be 100 times worse than a shake, because the bubbles would make it worse. The soda masks the bitterness a little. That way, even acerbic tomato haters can enjoy its benefits. I see. Do we really gotta do this, Lloyd? This might be the end of the SSS. You know the risks about being on the police force, Randy. Every day could be your last. Just try your hardest to keep it down. They drank the soda? One of them's gonna like it, is my guess. Everyone got 50 CP. Gah! Cough, cough, I'm dying. Not before me, you aren't. The carbonation only serves to intensify. I figure it would make it worse. This Gehenna-made concoction. Huh, you think so? Sounds like there's still a lot of room for improvement then. Anyway, this bellberry juice should work as a nice palate cleanser. Here. She was just messing with them. Glug. Oh, this is absolutely delicious. What a stark contrast to the bitter drought that tomato juice was. One is probably the better choice for the gourmet guide, as far as anyone with taste buds is concerned. So we're gonna have to assign that to someone? Like, oh, different person. The director's with the others across the room. It seems they are going to pore over those books that were found in Stargazer's Tower. Those boys and their ancient texts. It's almost cute how giddy they are. So I'm gonna go over there later. I'm gonna go up here first. Abby will finally be old enough to attend Sunday school next year. Hopefully his love for reading will translate to good study habits too. It will not. Oh, he makes me so proud. I can't wait to see what kind of student my boy will become. Because I like to read. I hate studying. Well, I hated studying. I don't have to study anymore. I'm going to be going to Sunday school too, soon too. Just like Kia. I hope I get to see her there. That would be weird if he did, because they're in different years and why would they be covering the info, but I don't know. Hey, it's Nielsen. This grimoire appears to be a study on artifacts that was penned all the way back in the Middle Ages. That's amazing. Have you been able to glean anything from about its author? Well, there's no mistaking that this was written by one of the alchemists behind the construction of Stargazer's Tower. But unfortunately, there's nothing that sheds light on who they actually were. Regardless, this is incredibly valuable data. True. Though, it's unfortunate that this was all that remained. Even in the Middle Ages, there was no shortage of mysteries surrounding the alchemists. It's dubious that there ever were any documents that could point to their true identities. That's true too. The fact all those books disappeared then only deepens the mystery. It looks like Uncle Miles and the others are researching the grimoires we were able to recover. Yes, though it appears they haven't managed to learn anything new. Nothing new, okay. I still haven't read all the various books because I just can't be bothered. Ever since independence was proposed, many have requested that a workshop be held here to discuss its implications. In response, the municipal government and Crossbow News Service will be hosting a public forum on the subject the day after tomorrow. We're currently putting the final touches on preparations. I hope everyone finds it to be a worthwhile event. Our workload has doubled ever since this building was repurposed as a civic center. Once the public forum is finished, I'll have to prepare for the referendum as well. Crunch time feels like all the time these days. No point going through the door. Because that one was locked. For a second I thought this was a purple-haired person. So I'm gonna go here last. My assumption is they won't let me through the doors, and if they do, I won't be able to explore much. Do you have the unauthentication card? I'm afraid you won't be able to ride the elevator without one. Can I run up the stairs? If I can, then this is gonna be a pain. Oh, I can't go up the stairs. Perfect. Wait, what's she doing here? She was just at the news service. Hi there, Special Sports Section. Welcome to Orcus Tower, Thibodeau. If you have police business here, you can get started at the reception desk up front. Visitors can't do much of anything until they head there first. Wow, this place is amazing. 10 steps in, and Orcus Tower is already a sight to behold. It's almost like we're time travels from an orbital science fiction novel or something. Welcome. This reception counter handles a variety of public service procedures. Here you can make utility payments or register for a change of address. You're the SSS, correct? The ones who joined the security detail during the conference? If you don't mind, I'd like to explain what we do here. The counter before you is for administrative services. My job is to process public records requests, policy inquiries, and so forth. Should you ever need any assistance with such matters, please feel free to come see me. Welcome to Orcus Tower. Here at the general reception desk, we assist visitors with whatever questions they may have. Feel free to ask about anything from tourist information to healthcare and other social services. I already got this, right? Mach speed. Sitting surprisingly still, yep. Hey, Lloyd & Co. Working hard or hardly working? Something like that. That's the most meaningless response to that. Are you here to get some coverage on the diet, Grace? Bingo. We are trying to score an interview with about the newly passed bill. And while I'm at it, I'm going to sneak in a few questions to gauge the diet members' opinions on state independence. Getting right to the heart of the current issues, I see. You know it. Politics has been a big ol' snooze fest these days. Nothing scandalous or spicy for Selga around. Ah well, maybe I can find some halfway decent gossip material if I dig around enough. That's what you're really after today, isn't it? I really hope Grace doesn't push her luck with the diet members today. Being her damage control is one of the most harrowing jobs I've ever had. Rough. These guys are nothing, I bet. Oh, I should have read that. There was more than I thought. Oh well. Okay, there's people to talk to there. There's a dude to talk to there. These are tourists, I assume. Yep. Beauty! People aren't kidding. It should have been weren't kidding. Weren't kidding when they said it's more impressive up close. I came here to see Orcus Tower with my own eyes. It's even more impressive than I imagined. Crossbow must be loaded to build something this crazy. The idea of Crossbow becoming independent sure is something. It's shocking that Mayor Croix put forth such a bold proposal. I work in financial affairs, so I know better than anyone what a headache our current tax arrangements are. What even so much as mentioning our qualms as a tributary state has been taboo up until now. It's hardly surprising that Erebonia and Calvert have put out dismissive statements about this. That only makes me more nervous about what could happen, though. I'm here on a walk with mommy today. I think only the second part was musical. It should have been, I'm here on a walk with mommy today. I'm trying to talk to your mother, though. I knew this plaza would make for the perfect place to relax. It's a bit of a hike from the busier parts of town, but I find myself taking the time to come here anyway. Weird. Okay, I'll go here, talk to people, and then that's where I'll end for today. That terrorist attack on the conference was a heavy blow to the CPD's reputation. We'd only just been getting people's trust back after the cult incident. Now we're back at rock bottom. It feels like the entire city's giving the department flack over it. I would know after standing around here. Though, of course, I doubt they feel that way at all about the SSS. Really? I hadn't even considered it. Have things become that hostile, Franz? How can you tell? Because he stands right here. For starters, it's hard to ignore the snark people give us when we're on patrol lately. They'll ask why we even bother showing up to work and thank us for our service sarcastically. You know, like, now Calvert and Arabonia can keep taking advantage of us. Good job. That sort of thing. The worst part is, I can't even say they were wrong. It's pouring salt in the wound. I mean, it's not the police's fault that the terrorists were able to bring in airships. That would be the CGF's fault. But actually, it's really more the major powers' fault for not letting the CGF have appropriate equipment to deal with those sorts of attacks. That does sound harsh. Well, no matter how salty they are, all we can do is keep chugging along. There's no issue in worrying about there's no use in worrying about what you can't control. It's better to focus on the things you can instead. Just do what we do and block out the haters. Talk is cheap after all. Haha, those are some good points. Thanks, guys. I needed that. Beep boop. Hey guys, looks like you were saddled with handling those cryptid things, huh? The report said that they're like that monster you encountered back in the old mine outside of Mainz. Mines. Yeah, it's hard to say what they are beyond that, exactly. We're going to keep investigating until we find out. Fran, is something bothering you? It's just, I don't want anything to happen to you guys. They say cryptids are supposed to be crazy strong. Well, that much is definitely true. But I promise we won't bite off more than we can chew. You don't have to worry so much, Fran. Yeah, I know. The SSS has already made it through way tougher things than this. But I'll keep cheering you on all the same. And once you come home, you'll have a patented brand seeker smile on your terminal waiting to hear from you. Oh, hell yeah. I call dibs on making the next report to Fran. I think I have fragments to hand over. I'm not going to read these right away because I'm going to wait till I have more of them done. Combat notebook, probably not a ton. I didn't get I thought they would give me time to see what they were, but 1 U material and 500 Mira. Yeah, because I don't actually scan most enemies. Margaret, the person from Michelin. How could you do this to me? You never had eyes for other men before. I mean, how could you not have eyes for other men when your husband is Pierre? You've never had eyes for other men before. What changed? I have to do something before I lose her for good. I must. It's Vice Commissioner Pierre. Not often you see him on the first floor. It looks like something's troubling him. The SSS? How long have you all been standing there? Yeah, don't tell me you heard what I said just now. Well, we didn't catch anything specific, if that makes you feel better. Though you did mention something about a Margaret having eyes for other men. Gulp. Ooh. Could that be the name of your favorite hostess, Vice Commissioner? How dare you? You watch your slanderous mouth. Margaret is the name of my missus. Missus? We all know he's married. You mean your wife? Yes, you fool. Between losing my wedding ring and being passed over for the role of commissioner, she's been nagging me like never before. I wonder why. It's very justified. Though, him being passed over for the role of commissioner, you can't really blame him for that. Wait, what am I doing telling you all of this? That's right. The vice commissioner came off as pretty whipped when he lost his wedding ring. That was months ago. But from the sound of things, it's still giving him grief because he lost his wedding ring when he went out drinking. Of course his wife isn't a fan of that. So be it. I have no other choice. Beggars can't be choosers at times like these. Look alive, SSS. I'm giving you a top secret mission, straight from your Vice Commissioner. Top secret? What are you talking about? I'll be frank. I would like for you to investigate my wife. You want us to look into your old lady? Would utilizing your position for private matters not violate department policy? You let me worry about department policy. Time is of the essence here. Consider it a formal support request or whatever they're called, if it makes you feel better. Now what do you say? I guess that we could. What should we do? Help the poor guy out. I would rather say we aren't marriage counselors, but I want the actual resolution to this. Okay. You clearly need a hand, so can you start from the beginning? You're really helping me then? Good. I'll tell you everything you need to know, but not out in the open. Follow me up to my office. We can discuss the details there. Yes, this is definitely taking the rest of today. Your wife has been seeing a host? Kikiki. Wazi. That's right. As I understand it, she's been going to several such clubs lately. However, there's one host in particular whom she's been meeting with in secret. And you're positive this man is a host? I was about to ask the same thing. Don't you think you should have a little more faith in your wife? I do, but I decided to risk it all to find out for sure. That's how I came across the evidence in her purse. Margaret is meeting with a mystery man named Clyde. It was right there in her daily planner. What kind of man has a name like that? It's a stage name. He has to be a host. I mean, kinda respect it. Clyde is a weird name. No offense to any actual people named Clyde, but it's not a common name. I wouldn't call that irrefutable, but I won't say he's categorically wrong either. Dude's grasping for every straw he can find, which is true. So you think she's seeing a host, do you? Sorry to tell you, but I've never heard of one who goes by Clyde, and believe me, I would have. What? Seriously, Wazi? Hey, it's a social business. Generally speaking, I know the names of all the hosts working the clubs in the entertainment district. What about the one in the back alley? That's a club too, isn't it? I can't rule out the chance that he's some rookie who slipped my notice, though. Wait just a minute. You seem awfully knowledgeable about all of this. Don't tell me you're that new addition to the SSS, the one who is, in fact, a host? Why, yes. You scoundrel! Well, yeah, because in Michelin, Margaret, I think, might have made a comment about Wazi. You're a member of the police force. What would you say if they found out what you did off duty? What would they say if they found out what you did off duty? Please try to calm down, Vice Commissioner. What matters right now is figuring out what exactly your wife has been up to. That's right. And trust us, we've already tried to lecture him on that particular issue. There's no getting through to him. Their words, not mine. Ugh. Back on topic. You mentioned searching through your wife's purse, correct? Not that I condone the act, but did you find anything else that might benefit our investigation? Well, let me think. Aha! Now I remember. Her appointment reminders also had a location penciled in alongside them. Apparently, she's been visiting the restaurant in Central Square almost every afternoon. The restaurant in Central Square? You mean Vincent? If this Clyde truly is a host, why would he meet your wife in broad daylight? It's not uncommon. A little secret tryst while the husband's at work. It happens more often than you'd think. Plenty of hosts have regulars they only meet with during the day. Then I'm right, aren't I? Again, Vice Commissioner, settle down. And would you stop riling him up on purpose, Wazi? Who, me? Why, I'd never. At any rate, I think we have a good grasp of the situation now. Would you mind stepping back and leaving the investigation to us? Fine, whatever you think is best. Just make sure you get to the bottom of this. But do so with utmost discretion. Am I clear? Understood. We'll be right on it. I'm not doing that right away. Man, I can't believe we agreed to this. To be fair, the Vice Commissioner did seem genuinely concerned about his wife, in as much as it meant stuff for him. I think it's worth investigating until we see the truth of the matter for ourselves. If we must. So, where should we begin? Let's try the restaurant in Central Square first. If his wife has been there with this alleged host often, we might be able to get some information from the two directly. That sounds like as good a place to start as any. Shall we be off? Why is he so into this? Pierre's marital peril. That's a fun quest. Mostly because I don't like Pierre. So him being worried is a lot of fun. How's it going, SSS? I had a feeling I'd be seeing you soon. I heard you all have been entrusted with investigating the cryptids. Shoot. This is going to be the start of that quest for the counterfeit goods, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. Keeping your ear to the ground for what we're up to, are we? Don't flatter yourself. The decision was made by the CGF. It's only natural the news would travel along the grapevine. I've also been informed that these monsters are anything but ordinary. Battling them will be no easy task. Be sure not to underestimate them. Actually, I think the guy in front of me isn't 2nd Division. I think he's 3rd Division. We won't. Thank you for the warning. That aside, it looks like you're being rushed off your feet with counterintelligence work. What did you expect after Mayor Croix went and proposed independence with half of the continent's leaders in the same room? We've got spies coming out of the woodworks trying to get into Crossbell to find out what'll happen next. Our hands are full trying to keep tabs on all of them. Are there really that many? There's also the Red Constellation and Heiyue to contend with. And of course, we can't ignore the more common criminals either. The situation we find ourselves in has us covering multiple bases at once. It's to the point where the 2nd Division's been taking on cases that would usually be entrusted to the 1st Division. Hence why we had to have this little 2-man huddle here. So he's 2nd Division then? I thought he was 3rd. Well no, I thought 2nd Division was the Metropolitan, but I guess not. That does explain why the two of you are spending quality time together. Hard times can lead to some strange bedfellows, eh, boys? Shut it, Orlando. The point is, it doesn't matter how thin we're stretched. Duty calls, so we'll do what we must. At any rate, you all should focus on what's been tasked to you as well. The cryptid business isn't something that can be ignored. We know. We'll take care of it. So chapter 3. Counterfeit. I need to talk to Raymond. Isn't it? I wasn't paying attention to names, but wasn't that Raymond? Who else? Yeah, I mean, he has to be Raymond, right? Because there's no one else here. Unless it was CGF, and I just don't know how to read. Yeah, Crosswell Station. So I need to talk to him again to get that. I'm not going to pick it up yet. I'm going to do that quest later. Like, I'm not going to worry about picking up other quests for now. But next time, I'll do Entertainment, Back Alley, Central Square, West Street, Mountain Path, Cathedral. And then after Cathedral, I'll do maybe Bellegarde and then rotate around as best I can. I won't check out the Sun Fort or Stargazer's Tower on the assumption that since Reese is in Long Lao, she won't be at any of those. I assume she'll show up at them soon. Because she's explored the Moon Temple, I assume she's going to explore the other two eventually. But for today, this is where I'm stopping. Next time I'll try to finish Crosswell City proper, and then maybe go to Bellegarde and Mines. Oh, and the Doll Studio, actually. I probably want to check there too. But here's where I have to stop today. And I will be back. Actually, I'll be back on Monday, so it'll be a couple days. But I'll be back. Bye-bye.